Research design. What is research design? Decisions regarding what, when, where, how much, by what means concerning an inquiry or a research study constitute a research design. Meaning of research design. Research design is the arrangement of conditions for collections and analysis of data in a manner that aims to combine relevance to the research purpose with economy in procedure. Essential elements of research design. First, it should accurate purpose statement. Second, technique to be implemented for collecting and analyzing research. Third, the method applied for analyzing collected details. Fourth, type of research methodology. Then probable objections for research, settings for the research study, timeline, measurement of analysis. Four key characteristics of research design. First one, objectivity. The findings obtained by research should be objective. Always it should have its own objective, and it's possible by allowing more than one person to agree between the final scores or conclusions of the research. And second, reliability. With a regularly conducted research, the researcher involves exports similar results every time. So whenever, if you are using a tool, whenever the tool has been used repeatedly, you have to obtain the same result, and that it shows that the tool is reliable. And the design should indicate how to form research questions to ensure the standard of results. Third, validity. There are multiple measuring tools available. However, the only correct measuring tools are those that help a researcher in gauging results according to the objective of the research. Fourth one is generalization. The information which we have collected from the sample must be utilized for providing a general application to the large group of which the sample is drawn. Qualitative research design. The design that emerges as the researcher makes ongoing decisions while reflecting on what has already learned. It is an inquiry on the realities and viewpoints of those under study. Quantitative research is nothing but numbers. In these cases where statistical conclusions to collect actionable insights are essential, and the quantitative numbers provide a better perspective to make critical decisions, and quantitative research design methods are necessary for the growth of any organization. Types of qualitative research design. First, ethnographic. Ethnographic research is probably the most familiar and applicable of qualitative method. In ethnography, we always immerse ourselves in the target participants' environment to understand the goals, cultures, challenges, motivations, and themes that emerge. And it has its roots in cultural anthropology, where researchers immerse themselves within a culture. Narrative. Narrative is nothing but an individual story illustrating the larger life influences that create it. Often interviews are conducted in a week, month, or even years, but the final narrative does not need to be in chronological order. So it is not meant to be in chronological order. So based on our convenience, we will be collect the data. Rather, it can be presented as a story, that is the narration, with the themes, and can reconcile conflicting stories and highlight tensions and challenges which can be opportunities for innovation. Third one is phenomenological. Phenomenological, we use a combination of methods such as conducting interview, reading documents, watching videos, or visiting places and events to understand the meaning participants place on whatever being examined. And here we will be really on the participants' own perspectives. Here mainly we will rely on participants' own perspectives to provide insight into their motivations. Fourth, grounded theory. Here the phenomenological study looks to describe the essence of an activity or event. Grounded theory looks to provide an explanation of theory behind the events. Case study. Case study, all of us knows it involves a deep understanding through multiple types of data sources. Case studies can be explanatory, exploratory, or describing an event. Importance of qualitative research design. Here contribute a great deal in nursing studies and enable researchers to study social and cultural phenomena, so they can also contribute to these ideas to the social sciences, and it is useful for exploring facts and developing concepts about an area of interest that has received little research attention. Now the characteristics of qualitative research design. First, it emerges as study advances, and always the qualitative research design is flexible and elastic. It can changeable, and multiple strategies of data collection. So here we may be following interview and questionnaire and rating scale. This way the multiple strategies we will be using for data collection, and it is fully holistic manner. And intensive involvement of researcher, intensively the researcher involved in the entire process on collecting the data, and the researcher as instrument. Researcher is acting as an instrument, and ongoing data analysis is not like that quantitative. Quantitative, what we do after completing the data collection, we will do the data analysis. But in qualitative study, whenever we are started, example, if you are conducting interview, whenever you are conducting the interview itself, we will know that is the description, what is the narration they are saying about the particular aspect. Example, if you are assessing the psychological status of the people after tsunami in the particular area. So whatever the information you are gathering from the subjects at the time of interview itself, your data analysis will be started. So that is the main characteristics of the qualitative research design. Coming to the phases of qualitative research design. First, orientation and overview phase. Here the researcher only presumes the type of knowledge that is expected to be obtained by conducting this particular qualitative study. Here initially researcher get an overview of the salient features of interest. So example, if you want to conduct an interview in qualitative, so we should know actually what is the subject level of knowledge and the educational status and the area. So before that you should have a visit that particular area, and you should have just an overlook of the group of people. That is the get oriented to the particular area, subject's knowledge, like that. That is the first one, orientation and overview phase. Focused exploration. The salient aspects of the phenomena are more focused. So first we got the orientation, the next we have to scrutinize or narrowed into your focus. What is your focus? Okay, here an in-depth exploration of the salient aspects of the phenomena is carried out. So what is your intention actually? What type of knowledge you should gain from the subject? Like that you have to focus your exploration. So confirmation and closure. So finally you will be confirmed. The efforts are undertaken to establish that the findings gathered are trustworthy. The qualitative researchers confirm. So here what we will confirm? We will be collecting a vague explanation or interview or the information from the subject. So before winding up, you have to make sure whatever the information you have collected so far, it is true or trustworthy. Okay, so everything you are keep on going fine. Better you can confirm and you can close your phase. Main types of qualitative data collection. First, written depiction by participants. Here, people were expected to write down detail of their understanding of phenomena. Second, observation. Detailed observation, we will get both verbal and non-verbal behaviors. So verbally whatever they are telling, we will be collecting the information we can write down, and non-verbal behavior. So their facial expression, the way they are saying, like, all the behaviors also we will be getting the information. Third, interactive interviewing. Here the people were asked to verbally mention their understanding of the event. Types of qualitative research. Here there are 5 types: phenomenological research, ethnography research, grounded theory, historical research, and action research. First, let us see what is phenomenological research. Here the phenomenology is a movement in philosophy. So based on philosophy that has been adapted by second sociology, certain sociologists, to raise an understanding of the relationship between states and individual consciousness and social life. And the phenomenology is an approach to philosophy that begins with an of a phenomenon, its logical, ontological, and metaphysical spirit that is behind phenomena. So this is overall called as a dialectical phenomenology. So how the person is interacting with the society. So what is his relationship towards the society. So we will be observed, that is the philosophy behind the, that is the thing we will be studying in the phenomenological research. Characteristics of phenomenological approach. So this is the schematic presentation given by Husserl's view about phenomenology. So intuitive experience of phenomenon among people. So that is based on features of experience and essence of what is experienced. So here what they approach to philosophical context. So they will be experience the phenomenon based on the features of experience and essence of what is experienced, and that approach towards the philosophical context. Phenomenology tends to withstand the acceptance of those circumstances that are unobservable and is a grand system erected in speculative thinking. And it tends to oppose naturalism, that is subjectivism and positivism. And positively speaking, phenomenology tends to justify knowledge with reference to awareness of a substance itself. So here they will not accept the naturalism. Only in phenomenology we will be justify the knowledge. And it is mainly suitable way for something of its kind. Then come to the types of phenomenological research. There are basically 4 types of phenomenological research. First, realistic phenomenological research. It focuses on gathering the universal abstract, that is idea of various types of information, including human actions, motives, and results. Second, constitutive phenomenological research. This includes the philosophy of natural sciences, that is social belief, positions, and practices. Third, existential phenomenological research. This is concerned with the topics such as actions, conflicts, desires, finitude, oppression, and death. Hermeneutical phenomenological research. So here mainly it utilizes the vital experiences of political, social, cultural, or historical aspects in which those experiences happen. Example, a phenomenological study on live experience of tsunami victims in selected area of Tamil Nadu.